Here with women's basketball coach Mandy Pearson. Coach, you're heading into a big game on Wednesday against Gustavus. Really on a very high note. You've won 7 in a row, including Saturday against St. Catherine. Talk a little bit about that game. Halftime, you guys struggled a little bit in the first half to find your rhythm. Only led by 4, but then really took control in the second half and won by 28.
Yeah, we weren't very aggressive on offense. And we didn't shoot a very good percentage in the first half. I think we were 23% from the field, and most of that had to do with, I think, indecisiveness. We were trying not to force things, and then should I shoot, shouldn't I shoot, and then we'd shoot, and you have to be aggressive, you have to be decisive when you're looking to score, and I think that was the biggest factor. But defensively, we were good the entire game. You
guys have been good defensively all season long. It's really kind of been your staple is just good, solid defense. As you head into the game against Gustavus, talk a little bit about what makes you such a good defensive team.
Everybody on our team believes in team defense. You know, we have some very good on-ball defenders. Courtney Early is one of the best off-ball defenders in our league. Jess Thone does a really good job of getting through screens. We have a lot of pieces defensively and some length and quickness, which makes a big difference. But really, they just buy into it and they work hard. I mean, that's the number one thing. They take They spend time and energy at practice putting themselves in the right position, and Coach F runs our defense and does a phenomenal job with it.
You know, I think one of the things that people don't understand is how hard it is to be a good defensive team, because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of, a lot of your energy really on the defensive end. Anything in particular you guys work on in practice, or how did you get them to buy into what you want them to do?
You know, honestly, the way that our recruiting is panned out is Bridget Pethke was a very good defender in high school. That was her number one thing. Octavia Brown is very quick, has quick hands. Sarah Schoenthaler was the defensive stopper in high school. Courtney Early was a great defensive player. You know, and everybody else, with those 4 kind of leading the way on that side of the court, everybody else kind of follows and has improved a ton. And I don't know. I just think that's the way our recruiting has gone.
And let's talk now about Wednesday. We kind of hint about rematches and a chance to get back at teams. You did a great job against St. Thomas, getting a win the second time around. Gustavus is another of those teams that beat you in the first half of the season. They're right there in that mix with you in terms of chasing for a conference title. Talk a little about Wednesday's game and what you need to do to come away with a victory.
You know, the first time that we played them, we made some mental mistakes defensively, not getting through screens, transition not matching up. There'd be a loose ball and we'd go after it. They'd get it and they'd, kick it to a shooter. Something like that would happen. So, we're really going to have to focus on taking care of the basketball. They shoot a high percentage, so we want to limit their possessions so that they don't have more chances at making shots than we do. And then defensively, we just have to make sure that we don't let 1 or 2 players score a lot more than they average during the season. If we can hold 3 players below their average and contain the rest of the team, it'll be a fun game.
7:30 Wednesday night at the St. Mary's Gym. St. Mary's and Gustavus. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.